it's a friend, a coworker, or even a family member. A lot of us have had to deal with somebody who tries to undermine us.
Yes.
It's extremely frustrating.
Oh my goodness. It's usually subtle and it can seem harmless, but research shows that when someone undermines you, it can take a huge emotional toll. And yes, it does.
Yeah, and drive you crazy.
Yes.
Oh, it's so frustrating. I know that I've been in jobs where you say something and then the underminer says what you said, but they act like it was theirs.
Yeah.
You know, they'll do the old, yes, what Angela's saying is true. However, if you expand upon that and you're like, you know what?
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? And and as performers, when people will try to undermine you that way, or they tell you the wrong time to show up for something, or they give
you a really horrible intro.
Yes.
After talking to you for 45 minutes, thereby making it clear they know your name, but then get up there and suddenly don't know your name. You know who I'm talking to, don't you? P.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, it's Paula Poundstone.
Ooh,
anyway,
no, you did.
I did it. Meantime, we tell the truth. I did it. Called her out. Undermining. A recent article, and that's absolutely true. Absolutely true. A recent article on Lifehacker listed the following signs that someone in your life is trying to undermine you.
Yes, they do it to you. You're not the only one to take notice.
Yeah, other people, girl, what did Paula? Why she do to you that? Do you like that?
Why she do it like that? Right. You know, or you feel defensive around them. You have to prove something and not sure why. That's the really horrible thing. It's like you're all of a sudden you're like, and you're screaming, find yourself screaming in the room and being like, and I'm justified in this way. And you're like, why am I acting like this?
And everybody's like, why is she so loud?
Yes.
Frances got loud for no reason. She seems crazy.
Yeah.
Because you're feeling defensive.
Yes.
Okay. They're judgmental. It's one of the things they do is undermine your confidence.
Yes.
This is one of my favorite undermines. They'll go, are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah.
That does amazing wrecking in your head. If you're even a little bit insecure, you're like, what does the mean? They go, nothing. I just want to make sure that you're okay with it.
Yeah. Or they give you backhanded compliments, which I can't stand.
No, they're like, that is such a nice outfit for you to wear other than other things. What? Was that a compliment? I don't even know what you said.
Well, we asked our Frangelistas on Facebook, have you ever had a coworker try to undermine you? 92% of you said yes, and only 8% said no.
And I believe those 8% are the ones doing the undermining.
Yes.
That's what I think. So we asked our friends in the neighborhood if they've ever had to deal with someone who undermined them. And here's what they had to say. Take a look.
Once had a boss think that he knew a customer better than I did and know their drink better. Customer ended up returning their drink that he had made and asked me to personally remake it.
My husband has tried to undermine me quite a few times, and I had to kick him out of the house.
I can't think of a time where anybody's undermined me because I always forget about those people.
Like I was having this friend get this particular candy for me. She would send me the candy, but once I found out the actual price, then I knew that she wasn't sending me the right amount of candy. So she was skimming probably on both sides for candy.
Skimming candy?
Skimming candy is rough.
Yeah.
But that sounds so prison-y.
Really?
You know what I mean? They were skimming on the soap. You know what I mean?
Come on. Well, joining us via Skype is licensed therapist April St. John. April, thank you so much for being here.
Hello.
So is there anything that we can do to fortify ourselves against those who would undermine us?
That is exactly the word I wrote down.
Really?
It's not so much an offensive, fortify. It's not so much to change them and all of that. The whole objective is to fortify yourself. Stop being so highly suggestive. People are going to dislike you. I always say, if the moment you step into a room, someone else feels small by your presence, you have an automatic enemy.
Yeah.
Should I say it again?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Automatic enemy.
The moment, and that's not our issue, that's theirs, because they're dealing with fears, inadequacies, inferiority, guilt, and probably they feel small just by your own presence. And so instead of us feeling dejected, we have to learn how to have a beautiful and polite detached attachment.
I'm writing that down. Detached attachment. Because I have a 12-year-old who is going through this. She's got a person at school who's trying to undermine her all the time. And I'm trying to teach her to how to fortify herself, you know? And it's rough, especially for women, you know?
Yes. And it's, it begins with self-talk, what's happening with our internal dialogue.
Yeah.
Whenever we hear something that is contradictory to our truth, it bounces off. It's like kryptonite. Like, our truth is kryptonite. So fortifying your daughter with her truth, who she is and who she is not, is the most brilliant thing. The next step, though, if we want to master being these powerful, emotionally, psychologically sound people, would be to actually talk to people like PP or the child in the class to say, so I'm just curious, what's going on? Is there something you want to talk to me about? Or how are you doing today? Or where does it hurt? Because we know hurt people hurt people. So they may actually be having
hurt people. Oh, April, you are
bring it, girl.
Educating.
Yes, hurt people.
Dang, that is
because
so true.
Also, people who attempt to undermine you may actually love something in you that they dislike in themselves, or they see something in you that they want and can never develop. There's just so many psychological landmines happening within them that should have no effect on us.
Yeah, you don't have to take on their crazy.
No, you
Thank
don't.
you so much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, ladies.
Meet Time with Frangela.